What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Yard Red Festival for real this time. This is going to be a best of 3 between the Yard team, or Team Yard, or whatever you want to call them, Yard something, and the Hellraisers. This is going to be, as I said, a best of 3, and all the proceeds of this game go to support the Red Cross. As you can see you can't see it because of the overlay, but they all go to support the Red Cross, so you're supporting a good cause, guys. I'm going to be your only caster here on the ESFX HeflaTV channel. I think there might be some issues where you can't actually get to the site because ESFX is having, once again, infrastructure problems or something, but hopefully that is not really a huge issue. Hopefully we'll get that all settled out in the later stages. Once again, I'm not in charge of that. My only job is to speak into the microphone. That's all I'm here for, guys. That is literally all I'm here for. And controlling the camera. I guess I do that too. So, this is, as I said, best of 3, and Hellraisers. We see a little bit of star power with them, art style as well as Dread being pretty much household Dota 2 names. Team Yard, honestly, I don't know anything about them. I mean, they are competing in this cup, but, I mean, Yard Festival, Team Yard, I think you could see where things are going with that one. Gotta assume that they have a fighting chance against Hellraisers, otherwise nobody likes seeing 2-0 smashes, but because I don't know anything about Team Yard, and I don't know that much about Hellraisers, but I'm assuming, I mean, I know their players a little bit better. I'm going to say that Hellraisers just have a slight inherent advantage just going into this series just because of star power and player power and stuff like that. But we'll see if Team Yard pulls out something a little bit strange in order to catch the Hellraisers off guard. Opening bans are out, pretty standard stuff. Nature's Prophet being banned out rather early. Faceless Void first banned as well. I think Razor is probably more bannable than Faceless Void first, but, you know, it's mostly a style choice for whoever is going to be doing the banning and picking. Skywrath Mage and Bat Rat are going to be the openings for the Hellraisers, so right off the bat, they get a really potent combination. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than lassoing someone, dragging them back into a Mystic Flare after you slap that Ancient Seal on them. That hurts. Razor might be able to survive that, but Jakiro sure as hell won't be able to, so good luck to the Team Yard team in order to survive that. But it looks like Team Yard are going to actually go for a little bit of a different strategy in order to counteract that problem altogether. Sure, it will always be a problem. They're going to have to worry about the initiation, as right now they are currently initiationless. Razor and Jakiro, though, for Team Yard is going to give them quite a bit of pushing. Jakiro is pretty much going to guarantee that just with that hero alone. So Yard are going to be prepared for most likely more of a death ball strategy than Hellraisers. With the Jakiro, you get just so much power out of that. If it is a core Jakiro, which I don't think it should be just yet, then maxing out Dual Breath absolutely destroys creep waves, and it pretty much destroys heroes too. Just so many dots on that hero. But really, you could go anywhere with this. It is slightly more angled towards being heavily into the pushing camp. But, you know, even though you're angled towards pushing, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to fully commit to that route. So we'll see if they actually want to go deeper into that, in which case they would have loved to have something like a Death Prophet. The pushers are still in the pool, such as Leshrac, such as Pugna, if they really want to go deep. I don't really think that's the way to go in this current stage of Dota, but it's something that is possible to do. Enigma, if they really want to go for that, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like pushing is really what you want to be doing. Having a way to push is good, but having a pushing strategy isn't really what you want to do, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, we'll see what they actually decide on. As it looks like Hellraiser is going to prioritize a whole bunch of those tanky offlane heroes and then slam a Legion Commander. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Okay, I've only seen Legion Commander a couple of times, and the times I've seen her, she has not done well. I know that Cloud9 love themselves some Legion Commander. Was watching them play it yesterday, and I don't know if you could get the same performance as Cloud9 Hellraisers because, well, I mean, it's Cloud9, so good luck with that. But Legion Commander, anyway, is going to be another fantastic hero to drag people into. If you drag them into a duel, or if you drag them into a Mystic Flare and then duel, that's pretty much guaranteed damage whenever you get that combination online. And Legion Commander is also a pretty self-sufficient hero in lane. Between the healing of Press the Attack as well as the spam of overwhelming odds, she's also very tanky. I mean, not very tanky, but she's more on the tanky end. So she'll be able to punish a lot. And Yard, they are going to go for a whole lot of pushing, and Hellraisers, they're not phased at all by this. Now, the Pugna is going to help Team Yard push, but it's also going to be a fantastic hero against the Skywrath Mage. The Netherward annihilates Skywrath Mage. I'm sure you guys all know the story of how that goes. But even that being said, Hellraisers just have so much initiation. Like when you're dealing with a push comp that is unitless, i.e. No Enigma, Chen, Chantress, or Nature's Prophet, those type of unit-based pushers, you really want initiation and team fight. Because you want to be right on top of the Pugna, you want to be able to blow him up really quickly, and then have stuff like Ravage to throw around, or an Overgrowth, or something like that. It is not going to be a whole lot of team fight for Hellraisers, but it is going to be just a crap ton of team fight initiation. Batrider as well as Clockwork are two of the best, I think. And, I mean, Batrider is one of the best. Clockwork is up there. And really, it would be just so powerful in order to get into the face of the Pugna and bring him down. Because really what Team Yard are doing right now is they're trying to build a shell for the Pugna. So that Pugna is going to be in between the Bristleback and the Razor, or behind them. And then he keeps himself safe just by positioning alone. It is a very delicate way to play the game, but it is pretty much the best way you have of protecting your Pugna, unless you want to go for something like an Omni Knight, in which case you're probably going to be a little bit safer. But, you know, the Bristleback is a strong enough hero, and he will be able to duel most of the Hellraisers heroes, as Hellraisers are kind of light on just right-click damage and really damage in general. Skywrath Mage does some pretty decent damage. Clockwork and Batrider can do okay damage, but it's nothing really too high. Legion, and it's always that variable factor. She could be doing truckloads of damage, or she could be very unimpressive in her damage output, depending on the RNG of, what's it called? Sorry guys, Legion Commander new hero, Moment of Courage. Yeah, don't really know the Legion Commander skill names yet. It's dual, Moment of Courage, overwhelming odds, and press the attack. Got him, but, you know, new hero and everything, so gonna have to be more used to saying that. And Hellraisers, they're gonna go for a Bounty Hunter. This is very interesting. Bounty is certainly a hero that we don't see that much anymore. It is going to mean that they have 3 melee heroes as their cores, and then Yard instantly going to slam that Ogre Magi combo with the Jakiro, adding to that Death Ball power. So the game plan from Yard is pretty simple. Get the Pugna a couple levels, and then at a certain point just go in and try to kill the Hellraisers. It should be a pretty decent plan. Let's get this overlay out of the way first of all, guys. It should be a fairly easy plan if they actually manage to get it correct. And I have to fix these things because I just threw them all over the place. So 1 second, guys. We're going to be tidying this up in just a little bit. That's too small. A little bigger. A little bigger still. There we go. We're good, guys. We are good. And yeah, so the Bounty Hunter is going to let the Hellraisers be a lot more aggressive in the early stages. I mean, that's really what you want to do with the hero. Once you get level 6, you want to just turn up the aggression dial and then never turn it down. But against the likes of the tankiness of Bristleback, Razor, and Ogre, that's going to be very difficult. Like, their core is really squishy, the Pugna, so that's pretty much the best bet for the Hellraisers to kill off with the Bounty Hunter, but I don't know if that could actually happen, because the Pugna is going to be getting a lot of protection from both the Ogre Magi as well as the Jakiro. And, well, before we get into any more of that, let's see who's going to be playing what. On that Ogre Magi and Jakiro, we have Zinka playing the Ogre, and it is going to be Jakiro played by JK, and then that is a crazy-ass symbol. I don't know how you get that in Dota, but I kind of want one. For the O and Mike Loris, that'll be sweet. Delirium's going to be playing the Pugna down on bottom lane, and we have no one playing the Razor in mid. Top lane's going to be handled by Pashu. That seems about right. On the Hellraiser side, already picking a fight with said Bristleback. It is going to be the Skywrath Mage. This is not a fight that Skywrath Mage would like to take, just because he has 0 armor and no way to protect himself versus the Quills. Where is the Skywrath Mage's support? I think the Bristleback's just going to get this kill just by running the Skywrath Mage down. Another salve, though, is going to keep the Skywrath Mage healthy enough to run away. That is going to be a salve being burned on either side, and, well, burning the salve of the Bristleback is definitely a lot more valuable than burning the salve of the Skywrath Mage, so overall, Hellraisers should be okay with how that went. And let's quickly go over the other heroes. We got Ruwage. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm going to try it. On the Legion Commander over on top, Svet is going to be on the Batrider. That leaves Dive in on the Clockwork down bottom, along with Dread on the, for the most part, roaming Bounty Hunter, it seems. Yeah, with the Batrider in the jungle and Artstyle being the only true support hero, the Bounty Hunter is going to be heavily rotating around and trying to get a little bit of action going on. Maybe onto Delirium right now. You have the extra bonus damage. You might as well use it. It's not enough killing power that Dread has by himself in order to actually get these kills, but what he's doing is just making sure that Delirium as well as JK are just scared. And that's sometimes going to add a little bit of value. Sometimes it's not going to be doing anything in the long run, but when you pick up a bounty last, you're kind of forced in this position where you're trying to get kills early on. Again, this is a very Cloud9-esque thing to do, where it's you know, them just roaming around with a bounty hunter, and I'm pretty sure they're the only team I've ever seen do this before. It has worked for them in the past, but it is such a delicate thing to do. I mean, you have to mess with the couriers a lot. You have to constantly be hunting the soft heroes, and well, when you're hunting soft heroes, it really helps if you actually have some heroes to back you up. Clockwork isn't going to be able to dive 1v3, at least not comfortably. If you take a look at take a quick look at the amount of lockdown that the Hellraisers have, we have no stuns at all. Like, Clockwork has his battery assault cogs, which is like a pseudo stun. Batrider has his lasso later, duel later, but really Dread is going to have to be able to chase people down. With boots only, it's going to be tough, and Team and Dive-In are going to have a really tough time down this bottom lane to make anything happen. So Hellraisers make an awfully bold pick with the bounty, and honestly, I don't think they can get much out of this. So Svet over on mid lane is going to get hit with the plasma field. He will go down trying to kill off no one. Rotation in from Artstyle is going to make it a 1-for-1 trade in the end, but Razor getting a solo kill on the Batrider is absolutely huge. Take a quick look at the level differential now. It's not that much, actually. Batrider is doing a little bit better in lane than I really would have expected, but it is going to be a 1-for-1 in the end, and going a little bit aggressive versus the Razor. I think the Batrider kind of underestimated or overestimated the potential that Skywrath Mage had to support him there, and of course it's going to cost him that kill. They're going to try to go for one more time, perhaps. Sticky Napalm is being spammed, but 5 sticks for the Razor is going to mean that he's going to be just fine. They're going to go for Dive-In over on the bottom lane. Fire Blast Dual Breath has already been used. Here comes the concussive shot to help out. Dive-In does have the battery assault and the cogs up. Blast is going to kill him off, though. Ogre can't get that last hit, though. He is going to salve up. He needs to get some fog. It's not going to be enough, but he is going to get far enough away to keep himself safe. Now Artstyle chasing after the Jakiro. Salve is going to keep the Jakiro very healthy, and Artstyle now on the run is completely out of mana, teleported down here, and he's got to pretty much go back to base because he is out of mana. Fights happening all around the map, but at the end of the day, no one actually goes down. In fact, it was a whole bunch of close brushes with death. We do see Pashibashu up on top, still fighting up against this Legion commander, and he's doing an okay job as far as Bristlebacks are concerned. He's actually keeping on par with the Legion commander's CS, so the Bristleback has actually got to be feeling pretty good about this, and really Hellraisers taking this risk with the roaming bounty hunter, it's not paying off at all. Like, they're not doing jack with it. They're going to try to go for no one. 4 stacks of napalm is quite a lot. 5 stacks is even better, and the right click damage should be enough. Although the damage being stolen from the bat, Dread is there to do the damage, and the roaming bounty gets his first kill, or gets his first kill participation, let's say. Getting an assist on the bounty hunter is, I mean, the gold is nice, but it's really the experience that he wants, as per normal on the Batrider. You want to be getting your level 6 mark. At that point, you'll be able to roam around the map so much more comfortably, and even if you don't get kills, you just throw out some tracks and then open up the opportunities for kills a little bit later. Dread, though, is only level 3 right now, so it's going to be quite a long time until he gets to that level 6 mark, and on a roamer, level 3 is actually not too bad at this stage. If you take a look at the other supports, level 2 on the Ogre Magi, they're going to go for Pashibashu up on the top lane. He has a regen rune, but I don't think he's going to get a chance to use it, as Ruich is going to stick on him with the Orb of Venom movement speed differential. Boots on both these heroes. Boots are not up on the Bristleback. Crucially, that is going to lead to his death. If he had Boots, I'm pretty sure he would have survived that. But it is another rotation out from Dread. He did a little bit of physical damage, although I'm pretty sure Legion Commander, if she had an Orb of Venom, could have gotten that kill by herself. Either way, it's a kill going the way of the Hellraisers. Now they're going to try to go again for the Razor. Static Link is down. Here comes Concussive and Arcane Bolts from the side. Artstyle has made a rotation in. No one's getting dropped. Svet is going to take a lot of damage from the Plasma, and he will go down before the Razor, in fact. Ogre Magi is going to claim that kill, so unfortunately Zinka, coming a little bit too late to the party, is going to be unable to save his Razor entirely, but getting a kill before that happened is going to mean that the rotation was very much so worth it. Hellraisers are actually roaming a lot more than I really would have expected, but the problem is with their roam is that they're roaming onto heroes that don't really need to be roamed upon. You have to go to this Pugna. He's going to be the problem later on for the Yard team, and if you don't shut down the Pugna, then you're really asking to be pushed. And though they're still getting their levels, they'll have some answers to deal with it. It's just, you know, unnecessary risk. They're going to go for Delirium right now, though. There we go. It was only a matter of time before Delirium would have this happen to him. He's pretty fast to Pugna, but it seems like the Clockwork is just a little bit faster with the Orb of Venom differential. That's going to be a dive in, closes in with Battery Assault, gets the kill, and should be just fine. Here comes JK, just going to lay some Liquid Fire onto the Bounty Hunter. But Orb of Venom, that's actually a pretty potent slow. 12% is pretty high for an item that pretty much just cost 300 gold, and now they're going to go again. My god, kills happening everywhere. I'm sorry, guys. So many kills happening. It's going to be Skywrath Mage and Ruich cleaning up the top lane by themselves. Bristleback taking yet another death. Hellraisers, they're just all over the place right now. If there are pretty much no lanes for Hellraisers. I mean, Clockwork and Clockwork Bat and Legion are sticking to their lanes, but Dread as well as Art Style, they're moving around all over the place. And this is really hard for Yard because they don't really have the ability to move around like that. They need boots on these supports and teleportation scrolls pretty much at all times. And when they're going to leave to support other people, then suddenly Delirium's in a lot of trouble, especially once Clockwork gets to his level 6. So the supports are kind of needed on the bottom lane. They're kind of needed everywhere else. Yard, they need like 2-3 more heroes if they really want to be comfortable in this game, but obviously Dota's only a 5v5. We're not going to have that. So right now, Hellraisers with a nice little lead. It's nothing too huge, nothing too hard for the Yard team to overcome, especially when they have this much pushing power at their disposal. They could take a very early deficit by quite a large margin and still come out on top because they'll be able to take down the towers and redeem everything that way, or just rotate up for Art Style. They're going to catch him with Zinka's Ogre Magi Fire Blast, or Ignite is there, not Fire Blast just yet. Now Art Style trying to hide in the trees. Stay in the trees, Art Style. The Mystic Flare is going to demolish the Bristleback. Here comes the Bat Rider. I'm pretty sure Bristleback is just going to die. He's going to get pulled right back into the Firefly. Zinka is going to draw the creep aggro as well. Here comes the Clockwork, going to catch him with the one-man battery assault. He doesn't have any way of escaping. Maybe he's going to get denied if he's super lucky, but he's not that lucky. Bat Rider is going to kill off the Ogre Magi, making a 1-for-2 trade. And then over on the bottom lane, they're going to get a dual win over onto the Pugna. They could chase down JK. They don't have much more in the way of cooldowns, but they're going to chase down the Jakiro regardless. Ruij has another overwhelming odds. Dread is going to lose the Jakiro actually, and Ruij, no, he's going to miss the press the attack. That's not press the attack, that's overwhelming odds. Yes, he's going to miss it, and Jakiro barely gets to juke his way out of there, yet it is still a whole bunch of kills going the way of Hellraisers. Overall, a 3-for-1. They took 2 on top, 1 on bottom, and that was the first dual win of the Legion Commander. If you get your first dual win at 8 minutes, you're pretty much as happy as the Legion Commander can possibly be. Just because the more dual damage you get right now, the more dual damage you'll be able to get later. We do see Dread jacking an Invis rune. It's going to be the Razor messing with him just a little bit. Ruij is going to give Dread a little bit more HP regen, get him the hell out of there. But 3-9 and Hellraisers are all over the place. We do see them, and once again, setting up. Their Skywrath Mage is level 6. What's the level on the Bounty Hunter? Level 5, almost level 6. So Dread is, for the most part, where he wants to be. Art Style is where he wants to be, and then some. Dive in, gonna open up onto Pashibashu. There are a lot of creeps to take the battery assault, and the cogs do miss. Unfortunately for the Hellraisers, they still might get this kill, especially since they're holding on to Mystic Flare, but they're taking so much physical damage. Dive in should go down. He has to disengage. Now the Quill Spray is out. The Bristleback has a lot more mana. One more Quill Spray, not gonna quite do it. Where's the Mystic Flare? They really need it because Dive In's just gonna die. Art Style, you gotta just throw out that Mystic Flare at that point, man. He's going to end up losing his Clockwork buddy, and he should be just fine. Pashibashu, do not dive that. That's a terrible plan. Still, the Skywrath is kind of trying to bait Come on, Art Style. Come on. What was that, man? That was pretty sad. Over on the mid lane, Dread getting dove by no one. He has Invis, though, so the Razor's not going to be able to get that kill, but it is a small win for Yard as they take a kill on the Clockwork. They also take the bottom lane tier 1. They're going to try to take the mid lane tier 1 as well, but it will be fortified again. 2 tier 1 towers means 2 fortifications, and well, now Svet wants in. He has his Blink Dagger fresh off of the shopkeeper's inventory. Now Svet is going to take quite a bit of damage. The Fire Blast, the dots, will it be enough with the Dual Breath? I don't think it's going to die. He's going to run straight into Delirium, though. That's going to kill him off. The Clockwork is in, but he's soon going to have to leave because Delirium coming from the back. Ruij has a duel. He's going to start dueling this Pugna. How much damage can this Legion Commander do? The duel is not 1, but he kills the Pugna anyway, so it could be a lot worse. So it's 2 for 1 so far. The drive-in's going to jump right in onto JK. Ruij is here for one more kill participation. Unfortunately for them, the Bounty Hunter was dead the entire time, so they don't actually have any track gold. I mean, hell, he's not even level 6. Bounty cannot get these tracks off because he doesn't have the levels. Dying at the worst possible time right before 2 kills happen on 2 fairly important heroes in order to get the kills on. Oh man, Bounty is still doing pretty well. I mean, it's not really him doing bad or anything. It's just him being kind of unfortunate, and that really sucks because, well, he does have track right now, and he's gonna have to use it because top lane Yard are setting up. They have sentries, dust, in fact 4 sentries and dust, and with this pushing power, they're just gonna go for it. Rotation up from the Hellraisers, though. They have Bat Rider as well as Art Style smoked up, and they're going to be looking to go in. Dread is hugging the tower. He can take a little bit of liquid fire damage. Delirium now being tracked up, and Svet going to jump right in for the Mystic Flare. Delirium is down. That's a track kill going the way of the Hellraisers. In exchange for the Bat Rider, kind of worth it at this point, unless they lose a whole bunch more. Dive in, going to get the battery assault onto Pashibashu. He's going to need to back up, though, as Ruij is going to jump forward for a duel onto JK. Where's the damage output? They need more damage if they're going to win this duel. They're not going to win the duel. They, in fact, lose the Legion Commander. So far, a 2-for-2 trade now. Dive in needs to get out here. The Pugna ward off to the south, demolishing everyone, but Bashu going to chase forward for Artstyle. The Bloodlust movement speed, he's so quick and he can't really get in range. The movement speed is slightly higher for the Skywrath Mage with the track. Yes, he will be able to survive, but at the end of the day, it was a 3-for-2 in favor of Yard, and they will eventually take this tower. Where's the Jakiro? He's back over in the base. Pugna did go down as well, so I guess fortunately for Hellraisers, they killed off the 2 heaviest pushing heroes, so Yard probably can't get too much more off of this. But still, 9-13 and Hellraisers, they are not getting the track kills that they really want. They got 1, I believe. They're not getting many duels won just because they're bursting people down before Ruage is actually in place in order to land that duel. So, I mean, the duels are usually leading into kills, and the Legion Commander at the very least isn't giving away any damage, so it could be a lot worse, but still, it could be so much better for Hellraisers. They're going to go for Bashu over on bottom. Gust Shot is there. Lasso is not available. It's going to Mystic Flare. Actually push him out with the Flame Break. It's not going to matter, though. This is going to be a track kill going for the Hellraisers. A much needed track kill as well. Up on top, Ruage going to take a 2x multicast. The press the attack is not going to do jack versus the Razor and Ogre Magi, and we do see the Hellraisers starting to slip away with their advantage. Yard making up for that in spades by taking out all 3 of the tier 1 towers. We do see a hook shot over towards mid where Delirium just wants a bounty rune. That's all he wants in life. Divin's going to be able to kill him off. Although the mech is going to keep the Pugna pretty much alive, he is going to go down in the end. Way too much damage from a solo battery assault. There's no way a Pugna can withstand that kind of DPS. Dread also constantly on the hunt. He might run himself into a Jakiro. He's not going to. Just going to continue roaming around. But Yard, they're pushing pretty decently. They have all the tier 1 towers down so far, which is a nice way to start the game. They're going to start to look towards the tier 2s as long as Pugna can be kept alive. Dread, oh, they know he's here. They should know he's here. Sentry's out, but Dread, ooh, that was really smooth moving. Going up towards the north instead of going up the lane, which would have definitely got him killed. He's going to slip away up to the top, but he's going to have to rejoin his team shortly because mid lane, the rest of Yard are ready to push this. The Hellraisers might catch no one first of all, but Svet is going to have to be the one to watch. Off to the side, no one is dropping very low, doesn't have a bottle charge. Unfortunately for Hellraisers, they don't have enough pushing power, or chasing power rather, in order to punish this fact. They do have a mech, and I don't think they're going to want to use it. They have a bottle. Someone has an extra bottle. Yeah, they have 2 bottles, I think, floating around. No, they only have 1. It was someone teleporting in, so they used that glitchy fountain thing. I don't know if it's a bug. It seems like a bug. Like, once you're not in the fountain, your bottle shouldn't fill itself up. That just doesn't make any sense. But it's like a bug that, for whatever reason, is still in the game. Maybe it's not a bug. Maybe it's part of Ice Frog's master plan to have bottles refill when it's like dripping off your person. And it's like, oh, look at this. This looks tasty. Either way, wrap around from no one's going to get this damage steal onto Ruage. You can't fight like that as the Legion Commander. Everyone else is going to back off. You got to run away from this Nether Ward, get out of range, and then try to reinitiate a fight. Tracks are going onto Zinka and Delirium, so Hellraisers know exactly what they're up against. Lasso, ooh, just intimidation right now from the Bat Rider. Overwhelming odds being spammed. Delirium dropping very low. Mech is going to keep everyone up, however. Ruage really wants in. He has to dodge this static link, though. That's pretty much the most horrible situation your Legion Commander can get in. Hookshot from the south is going to jump in. Ruage is going to go right in onto JK. Mystic Flare as well. That's going to be a 1 duel for Ruage. Can they get out of there without losing anyone, though? Artstyle is pretty low, but he should be able to force everyone back. The Cogs as well, giving them even more space. Honestly, don't know if Jakiro was tracked up during that fight. Actually, that's not going to tell me anything. So I don't know if that was a track kill, but that sure as hell was a dual win. And that's just as good as a track kill. Maybe a little bit better, even. There's stuff to deal with this push, though. Delirium has quite a bit of mana. 2 sets of Arcane Boots, at the very least, being picked up for Hellraisers. But the Bat Rider, he has his lasso up, and he has to respect this Pugna Nether Ward. No one is in the area in order to deal with this one. And they're still dropping very hard. Artstyle dropping so low. Svet is going to get the pull back in onto no one. Can they get the damage? No. Diven is going to cog Ruage, and now they're both stuck. They have to get out of there. Svet is going to try to TP away from Bashu. The damage is too high from the Bristleback. He'll kill off Ruage as well. Clockwork running off to the north is going to be just fine. That's a double kill for Bashu. The tower still taking the chip damage, and the Hellraisers just have no answers for this Nether Ward. They can't do anything when they're fighting in that. They're going to lose a tier 2 tower. They're losing so much more momentum as well. Take a quick look at the golden experience. It was slightly bending towards Hellraisers for a little bit when they were getting those picks, but they just don't have the durability. The Bristleback is such a tanky front line, and the Hellraisers can't get in safely. They need someone to kill off that nether ward. If they do that, I expect them to win a fight. But the longer they sit there and just try to poke and prod and look for opportunities to kill off Yard, the longer the nether ward mana is burning them, the more damage they take just by throwing out every single spell. And if we take a quick look at the Hellraisers items, I don't think there's a mech in the works. No, in fact, no one is even close to a mech, so they're not going to have any sort of sustain in order to counteract this. This is Yard's pushing power at its finest, and really Hellraisers don't have any good answers to this at all, so it will be difficult for them moving forward. Not impossible. What needs to be done is that they have to get more rotations around. They have to be able to get more track gold, more dual wins, so more damage for the Legion Commander, and then try to translate all of that into keeping Yard not as a 5-man unit. The longer that they keep Yard as, 5 single heroes as opposed to 1 5-man unit, the better they'll be moving forward, just because they will be able to pick them off. That's what Batrider does, that's what Clockwork does, to a lesser extent that's what Legion Commander does, and that's what Bounty Hunter does as well. When they're forced to fight in a full-on 5v5, the Hellraisers lineup gets a lot weaker, and really they can't do anything once the Yard team decides to group up and push. Baiting someone down to the bottom lane is a nice way to start, as it's unlikely that all of Yard are going to be here, although I think this tower is just going to go down regardless. 2 TPs, 3 TPs, the rainbow is up, and Pashu on the front line is going to be diving forward, dive in. Cogs are up though, Ice Path going to fly, clip onto the Clockwork. Pashu already taking some pretty good damage. The Pugna's here as well with the nether ward. Everyone has to disengage for now, dive in with the blade mail up. He's going to try to get some space with the help of the Batrider. He's going to get obliterated though, and now the duel onto Pashu. Mystic Flare is going to be absorbed by 2. The duel is not going to be won, but it's not going to be lost either. Pashu still alive, is going to go down in the end. Now they're going to try to go for Delirium. Dread with that Shuriken is going to kill him off, but Arstyle's second awkward position, as is Dread. They're going to chase forward also for Svet. I don't think JK can do this, although he's going to try, because Svet is going to put himself into a corner. Dread is going to kill off the Ogre Magi somehow. Now trying to look for no one as Artstyle going to slip right by JK. Svet is going to die, as is the Skywrath Mage. Okay, guys, I have no idea why the Batrider ran into that corner. It makes no sense. It just is not something you want to be doing. Why would they do that? I don't understand. You can just run straight, but either way, that is a 4-for-1 in favor of the Yard team. I don't think there were that many tracks being thrown there, honestly. The Bounty Hunter came a little bit late to that party and was unable to really throw as many tracks as he really would have wanted to. Did get the snipe off on the Ogre Magi. I got to assume the Ogre Magi was tracked, because you don't die in this area if the enemy team doesn't have vision of you. So a couple of track kills going to the Hellraisers, but Yard, they just have such a bulky front line. We've seen this so many times already. Blade Mail, Vanguard on the Bristleback, they threw everything they had on him. A full-on Mystic Flare with the duel was not enough to kill off the Bristleback. And, maybe if they threw a couple more skills, Flame Break, the Battery Assault, they could have gotten him down, but that's a lot of skills to be investing onto just one hero. And Hellraisers, they're down 4 heroes right now. And fortunately, I guess, they killed off the Pugna, so the pushing that they're going to be on the receiving end of is pretty much in the Jakiro only. But still, that's a lot of damage that's going to be put onto their tier 2 tower. Taking a quick look at its HP, it is at full, so I think with only the Razor and Jakiro, the Yard team aren't going to be able to completely take out this tower, but they're sure as hell are going to try. I mean, there's no reason not to. There is a track on the Razor, but it's not really enough. Really, the Bounty Hunter roam has been doing okay, but the rest of his team just can't get enough tankiness. I think they really just need, take a quick look at their items. Take a quick look at everyone's items, in fact. What the Hellraisers really need right now in this game, they need a Ring of Basilius. Like, that's it. Vlad's is good too. I mean, if you get Vlad's, then go for it. But Ring of Basilius, any sort of aura item at all will help them so much. They're just getting destroyed by the physical damage of Razor's Eye of the Storm, as well as the Bristleback spam. Just getting a little bit of armor for the team is going to be absolutely monstrous for the Hellraisers. A Vlad's would be pretty much the ideal pickup, and Dread should be going for that item right now, I think. But he clearly doesn't have enough for it yet, as he is sitting on to 1,300 gold, so he's not that far away. But he's still pretty far away, like, let's be honest. He's not going to have that one for a very long time. Vlad's would be so incredible for the Hellraisers, and they really are not the team to fight from behind. I mean, I guess they could fight from behind, because if they get picks, they'll have track gold as well as the dual damage in order to kind of infinitely scale them forward. Whereas Yard are most likely going to end up falling off a little bit in the later stages of this game. But Hellraisers, they are really supposed to be ahead right now. With the tracks, with the roaming bounty hunter, if you're playing from behind, you're going to be in sad times. They haven't gotten any initiations that they really feel comfortable with because Yard have been fighting as a 5-man unit. When you're pushing down this bottom lane tower, I said it's unlikely for the enemy heroes to come all at the same time. They had 3 TPs, and then pretty much everyone TP'd straight after. So the Bristleback was in first, and he was the one to run disruption. And when the Bristleback runs at you, your first inclination is to run away because it's a giant pig, and no one likes fighting against giant pigs. Once the rest of the Yard heroes come in, then Hellraisers, they don't really have any enough of a tanky body in order to stay on the front lines. Legion Commander's okay, Clockwork is okay, but Bristleback can ignore those 2 heroes and just go straight to the back line. Try to get on top of the Bat Rider and the Scarif Mage, and they're just crumbling under this physical damage of the Bristleback. And then, you know, of course, Bristleback isn't the only hero on the Yard team. He's just plowing the road for the Pugna to move forward, for the magic damage of the 2 supports to start to flow. And Hellraisers, they are constantly finding themselves in 5v5 situations, which is exactly what they want to avoid. That's why you pick up a Legion Bounty Clockwork, because you're trying to avoid those types of confrontations. And well, we've seen how well it's been working for them. It's not been working for them pretty much at all. So it is difficult times for the Hellraisers moving forward. Not to say that they're completely out of this game, but I mean, they haven't taken a single tier 1 tower, whereas they are down one of their tier 2s and the rest of their tier 1s as well. So Hellraisers, they should be at a pretty large disadvantage, as they are about 5,000 gold in experience, 5,000 gold, 5,000 experience. So it's quite a large hill to overcome. Nothing impossible though, so still very much so in this game, especially if they could get pick-offs like this. Killing off Jakiro and Razor right here is pretty much the ideal situation for Hellraisers. Clockwork should be teleporting in, doesn't have a hook shot, he is going to go instead to the tier 3s. No one as well as JK are going to be trying to go for this one. Dread comes in with a shuriken as well as the track, putting a lot of damage on JK. Where's the rest of the heroes, though? Needs more support, Dread. Although I think he can just wait for this one and just snipe the Jakiro. Yeah, he will be able to take this one. There's the Ravage. Overwhelming odds securing the kill. Now they're going to go for no one. The duel. They're going to kill off the courier first. Stun onto Ruage, though, and the duel is not going to be won by anyone. But they should get the kill on no one regardless. Cogs to push him back, and the BKB is out from Razor. But here comes the Bristleback once again. Diven has got to just run away. He's got to hookshot defensively. There's no way he can get out of here. Although, with the press the attack, he will get a little bit more HP and get rid of all that goo. However, he's still stuck. He's going to land 2-man stun. Now the lasso onto Delirium. Where's the track? There it is. They're going to blow up the Pugna, and now this is a good fight for the Hellraisers. Pugna down means you can take this. Bashu going to go for art style though. Multicast is going to fly. Press the attack is going to get him out of there. A little bit more space. Now they're going to corner Dread. And I don't think Dread can get out of this. Although Mystic Flare is going to be deployed. Bashu still alive and Dread is brought down. Bashu is still running wild and he's going to try to go for Ruage now. Has another set of overwhelming odds as well as press the attack. Bashu is not taking any damage. Although the damage is starting to flow now as art style is going to consolidate his damage onto him. Svet taking quite a bit of damage as well. Everyone from Hellraisers have to back up right now if they can't get away from Bashu. Zinka's throwing out the Fire Blast as well. And Ruage has another press the attack and overwhelming odds soon enough. He's going to jump in for a duel. Are you really going to do this, Ruage? He's going to lose it. That was just so suicidal from the Legion Commander. Like, that was... Even if he got that kill, he definitely would have died. So once he decided to blink in, he was dead. But he ended up giving damage to the Bristleback. I mean, I've been saying Bristleback has been a pretty large problem, and I am still sticking to that. Giving him damage is not the way to go. So Hellraisers, they take one of the messiest fights I've ever seen because they just simply can't disengage properly. They're not landing the cogs in the Bristleback, and therefore they cannot duel him. They can't duel him comfortably. They can't Mystic Flare him, and then Bristleback is going to survive off of all of that. They got quite a few track kills, and it's going to be okay for them, but this experience graph is going to show the entire thing. It did not benefit them in the long run. Artstyle is going to escape, however. He's going to be very happy about that. Right now is really when Hellraisers have their biggest opportunities. Right after the push, right after the big team fight, when Yard are pretty much all separated and waiting for, the additional items to be purchased, waiting for them to regenerate in the fountain. That's when they're most likely all going to be split off, and it's going to be the easiest for Hellraisers to get these picks. Can they actually get these picks, though? That's the bigger question. I mean, if they were hunting right now, Delirium would be easy pickings. Bottom lane, JK would be so easy to kill as well. But it looks like Hellraisers, they're not looking for these kills yet. There is quite a bit of sentry coverage in this area. Dread is spotting it out. I think he might know that he's revealed in that area. But if Hellraisers are constantly grouped up as 5, then they're just going to lose the game. Like, this is